Alright guys, we're going to jump right into it this morning. I'm going to go ahead and read that story again. I wanted to make a video just AMC stockholders signed the petition. After I'm done reading this, I am going to make another petition for GameStop, and then I'm going to see if there's a way I can edit and fix the grammar in this petition. I just would really hate to know that some people are not signing because I didn't take the time to proofread my stupid thing, and I haven't seen an edit button because I guess when somebody signs it they don't want people changing the words because you're signing whatever it already says. So I might have to create a new petition. I don't know exactly, but let's go ahead and start this video about what the AMC petition's all about. And in order to do that, we are going to start with a little story. So here's a news article that was sent to me by one of the apes in the chat, and they sent it to me a couple weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, and I really just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. It was interesting. When I read it I was like, huh, good to know, but there was so much going on I couldn't focus on it, and I didn't really talk about it. And now that we've been punched in the face 100 times repeatedly and we're tired of dragging this thing out, I'm looking for all answers to get us over this hill and done with this game as soon as possible. I want to get paid. I want you guys to get paid. And then I want to move on to the next phase of life where we show these Democrats and these politicians and these freaking rhinos and anyone else that wants to control us that we can actually do the math, the science, and everything better than they can. And they got no rights and they got no authority over us. Does that make sense, people? Our rights were given from God, and it's time for us to express our God energy and show that these filthy animals got no authority over us. That's the only way you win. It's the story of the Bible. One man comes and shuts it all down. In November 2015, pharma bro Martin Shkreli orchestrated a violent short squeeze on failed biotech Kalo Bios that caused its share price to rise a staggering 10,000% in just 5 trading days. KBIO had been perceived by short sellers as a no-brainer near-term zero. KBIO's only real drug had just failed, and the company had insufficient cash to pay over $6 million in debt. Yet the fact that KBIO was entirely defunct and insolvent did nothing to slow the meteoric rise of its share price. And that is the entire point. No matter how abysmal a company's financial condition may be, when the number of shares shorted exceeds the tradable float, even the most utterly worthless stocks can spike much higher. When such squeezes take hold, fundamentals can cease to matter for a time. The share price simply becomes a short-term math problem. The KBIO Infinity Squeeze is most memorable for retail trader Joe Campbell, who launched a GoFundMe campaign to help pay his personal trading losses, which he suffered as a result of having a fairly small short position in KBIO. Not only did the $37,000 in his E-Trade account go to zero, but Campbell was left owing E-Trade an additional $106,000. Naked shorting, is the only way that you can put yourself in this position. Everything else has a maximum defined loss, and so naked shorting is how you find yourselves when crazy market things happen. Typically a margin call will keep you from owing money, but if the price moves so fast that there was never a chance for them to margin call you and actually trade out your position to somebody else, then you get left holding the bag for the additional losses that are still owed. Martin Shkreli, often referred to as the most hated man in America, is generally more famous for his move in 2015 to raise the price of his AIDS drug by 5,000%. His unapologetic profiteering and general public insolence ended up drawing massive public ire down onto the entire biotech space. In March 2018, Shkreli was sentenced to 7 years in prison for defrauding investors in connection with his 2 MSMB hedge funds and for manipulation of shares of Retrofin. Retrofin was another small biotech where Shkreli had gotten himself appointed as CEO by the way of investing in the company. But as a massive squeeze he orchestrated on KBIO, the infamous Shkreli has never faced significant formal consequences. In fact, when looking at the numerous instances of orchestrated infinity squeezes over the past 10 years, it is notable that so far no one has faced consequences for doing so. Lesson number 1, fundamentals do not matter, period. In early November 2015, KBIO was utterly defunct, failed biotech, clearly headed for insolvency. KBIO had just a single feasible drug in clinical trials at the time and had no revenues. When that drug failed, KBIO was left with an insufficient cash to pay nearly $7 million in debt. KBIO quickly slashed headcount by 61% and then publicly announced that earlier hopes of pursuing strategic alternatives would not be viable due to having such limited cash resources. Then on November 17, 2015, the Nasdaq notified KBIO that the stock would be delisted because it had failed to file a 10Q for September quarter. So to be clear, KBIO's problems were catastrophic and unfixable. The stock was rightfully regarded by short sellers as a no-brainer, near-term, short to zero with no realistic possibility of recovery. KBIO is suddenly resurrected. Shares of KBIO had bottomed at 44 cents on November 16, 2015, but then quickly spiked back up to over $2 on November 18th. Most observers attributed the rise to some simple but unexplained short squeeze. As an obvious zero, KBIO attracted many small retail short sellers looking to play the fade. In fact, there was a really good reason why the stock has been spiking up from 44 cents. After the close of the markets on November 18th, just one day after KBIO received a delisting notice, KBIO announced that an investor group led by Martin Shkreli had just acquired more than 50% of KBIO shares, so that this is why the share price had spiked from 44 cents. When the market opened the next day, KBIO skyrocketed from $2 to over $14 on staggering volume, as terrified shorts scrambled for exits. After the close on the November 19th, KBIO released a second announcement stating that the group had now acquired over a full 70% of outstanding shares and that Shkreli had been appointed as KBIO's new CEO and chairman. Shkreli's group had stated that it would inject an initial $3 million in cash with an additional $10 million following shareholder approval. By November 23rd, KBIO had briefly hit $45 per share, but even then Shkreli was not yet finished with this plan. Phase 2, forced borrow recall. After briefly hitting $45, KBI quickly retreated into the 20s. After all, it was just a defunct biotech stock without a real drug. Even without a bit of cash, Shkreli's stock was worth nowhere near a market cap of $200 million. Short sellers piled into the short more in the 20s on the basis that it was just a squeeze that would quickly fall apart. As KBIO's share price had been spiking, short interest had been growing, and Shkreli now owned 70% of the outstanding shares. Then on Thanksgiving Day 2015, when the markets were closed, Shkreli tweeted that he had decided to recall his KBIO shares that had been lent out to the short sellers. The resulting squeeze was just a simple math problem. When Shkreli recalled his shares, brokers would be forced to buy in the short sellers, causing it to spike uncontrollably. When the market reopened on Black Friday for a shorted session, shares of KBIO continued to squeeze higher, reminding some investors of the Volkswagen Porsche Infiniti squeeze from 2008. Shares surged 31% as shorts trampled over one another to close their positions. The stock again surged back to as high as $45 and remained elevated for weeks thereafter. Everyone loses. The 10,000% squeeze in KBIO was epic in amplitude, but was ultimately very short-lived. Within 6 more weeks, the stock would end up being delisted and was once again trading for less than $2. Even though Trader Campbell had been entirely correct with his assessment of KBIO's abysmal fundamentals, the quick spike from $2 to $44 wiped him out beyond any repair. Many other short sellers were no doubt wiped out by this unexpected spike of unprecedented magnitude, even though their assessment of the fundamentals had been entirely correct. On December 17, 2015, just 1 month after the 44-cent bottom on KBIO, Shkreli was arrested by the FBI on federal fraud charges. The fraud charges were totally unrelated to anything with KBIO, but with no ability to access financing, KBIO immediately sought Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Takeaways from the KBIO Infiniti squeeze: the ability to say "I told you so" 6 months down the road has precisely zero value, especially for traders who went broke in the process. That's kind of like a jab at the God pill right there. When shorting any stock, it's always important to know who is the opposite side of the trade and what he might be capable of. Easy to short does not always equate easy to cover. The fact that Martin Shkreli ultimately came to an unpleasant end does nothing to reverse the losses of those who are on the wrong side of the KBIO squeeze. So just because you hate somebody, don't let that blind your emotional logic for when you're trying to trade and make some monies. Trying to make some monies. So with that said, people, everyone should come to this link in the description of the video and sign this petition. Nice. Edgar Olay just signed 2 minutes ago. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you. When you guys say that guy, are you guys talking about Martin Shkreli? Is that the guy you're talking about? What are you guys talking about, that guy? Holy moly. I thought Martin Shkreli's the worst man on earth. He's the most hated man on earth. You guys like him? Is he a good guy? Is he invested in GameStop and AMC, or is he not allowed to invest in the market no more? Is he still in jail? Is he still serving that 7 years? Didn't he steal a bunch of money from people? I thought he was another Jordan Belfort. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When he recalls the Thanksgiving stocks from all the shorters and says, I'm doing this because I don't understand the consequences of shorting the stock, and so I want to retain my stock until I better understand. Like, that was one of the most gangster things I've ever heard. Good, okay. Yeah, you're the one that sent me that email. I get it. I just didn't know that, like, it's surprising to me that Bored Rich is close. He has an unreleased album by the Wu-Tang where Kim Deal played bass in track 4. Interesting. He was a huge Bernie supporter. But you don't hate me because I don't care for Bernie? Like, you understand that I just don't care about the government, and that I think the answers that we are looking for lie outside of the government? Is that a fair opinion without being hated on? Because, like, I mean, Bernie's all about the government. He thinks he can save the world, and I totally disagree. I don't think he's ever had a smart idea in his whole life. Sign the petition, people. Please, please, please. Now I want to create a new petition. Start a petition. Let's go to change.org. Then let's go to view petition. Then let's go to continue. Want GME shares recalled. forcing all synthetic shares to cover. Investors, GME, GameStop, Justice, Reform, Stocks, Stonks, options, illegal shorting, squeeze. Okay, continue, explain what problem, control V, okay. After reading the last forward-looking statements posted by publicly traded companies, it is clear that all agenda items for shareholder meetings have been finalized, and only the board itself can call emergency meetings for voting possibilities. It says all other shareholders' opinions and voting measures must be held until the next stockholder annual meeting. I do not know exactly how we get proposals on the next year's meetings, but this petition is to generate support on a couple of proposals I can think of. Any more proposals you guys help me think of, we can add or create new petitions. And then also, add or create new petitions. We will also let the board of this one's GME see and know through our massive support. GME see and know through our massive support of these petitions that they should act before the next year meeting and/or. So this is going to be a little bit different because I don't even think retail owns GameStop, but we actually might. Face the consequences of defying their shareholders' wishes. We vote their job titles, their salaries, their bonuses, and any other thing in this company we so choose. I am assuming GME is owned by retail as AMC. My only evidence to suggest this is the overvoting happening, proving how many synthetic shares are out there. If you guys did not know, when votes are happening, if you guys didn't watch the 2 AMAs ago, basically the lady said every time a company's having a vote with like a popular company where everyone's like actively interested, that they are getting a lot more votes than what they thought were shares available on the market, and it's because they can't distinguish a synthetic vote between a real vote. And so when there's more votes than shares, there's obviously a problem, and she says they still have not actually fixed this, and it's been happening for 20 years plus. So lots and lots of problems that we have discovered through those AMAs. We appreciate Super Stonks for those AMAs, even though the people in there freaking Reddit kind of suck. It is time for the board of directors to start asking what the public wants rather than telling us what they want. If you're an ape, sign the petition. Let's force a squeeze with the good old-fashioned share recount, which can only happen if the board lets us vote. And we vote over 51% yes. See the God Pill YouTube if you want to see the real facts to life. I think that is some pretty good English. I don't think anyone can get too upset about that. I think I'm good with it. Upload a photo. Let's do... We'll just do the Zeno dunk. I like that. Save and preview. Alrighty. Edit. AMC change petition. GME recall petition. There we go. Oh, my bad, guys. I didn't realize my camera was covered the whole time. I did not even realize my camera was covered the whole time. That's my bad. I just had the little cover on my camera closed. The camera's been on the whole time, just recording the back of a fucking black plastic thing. Well, I'm glad I got started talking right away and I didn't just hang out for a minute. Otherwise, no one would have stayed. I feel like I accomplished what I was trying to accomplish in this video. So, maybe I'll do another one later today on GME only. And I'll do the same thing with GME just because, like, the AMC people hate me. So maybe I should focus my attention on the GME people. Just because anyone that owns AMC loves Trey's dick and basically hates me. So, my channel has basically gone down the crapper. That's okay. I'd rather make money than get paid by YouTube. I'd rather make real money. And that's what's already guaranteed to me, so. You do not have to have AMC or GME to sign this petition. If you believe in economic justice at all, you can sign the petition. In the future, when the recall, if they do a recall on the stock, or if they have a vote to see if we want to recall the stock, only people that own the stock will be able to vote. But anyone can sign the petition. Alright, guys, we got a petition for both AMC and GME now. Sign both of them. It's important. I not even signed it? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Okay. It has me sign it right away. Sierra Rana. Thank you, Sierra. Don Rana, we appreciate you. Jason Braun, thank you. Foot around says AMC needs you, God Bill. The investors don't want me, fool. Before this last trade blow up happened, I was averaging anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 views a video. And then Trey dropped that bomb on Sunday. I went up to literally 15,000 views a day for 3 days, and everything was getting downliked, like 1,000 downlikes to 100 uplikes. And now, since then, I'm getting like 300 to 400 views a day. Basically, you can tell, like, that day on Wednesday, I went over my analytics, and I showed how Trey has just destroyed my YouTube analytics, and how I only lost subscribers this week, and I've never had a week where I only lost subscribers. And all of a sudden, on that day, 100 of his bitch-ass people subscribed to my channel, and every day I've been unsubscribing by 20 or 30 a pop. And so my whole YouTube analytics are totally fucked now. My views have gone way fucking down. And I guarantee when Trey saw the analytics and saw what he's done to my channel, he told everybody if they care anything about Trey, they will leave the God Pill alone. Because they are hurting Trey more than they're hurting the God Pill. And I think that's kind of where we stand right now. So I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I owe AMC shit. I don't owe nobody shit. I've given you guys more than you've ever even thought about giving me. I've given you more than you've ever considered of losing in the stock market. So, like, I really don't feel like I owe anything to anyone. So if I find a strategy that, like, if I find somebody that wants to go all in and they say GME only, you need to drop AMC, but, like, they want to give me money and let me do everything I want to do and just forget about AMC, I probably would. Like, that's how much I care about AMC. AMC means nothing to me. Like, AMC or GME are the same thing to me, right? I could do one or the other if that's what if I had to choose. I totally would choose because they're the same thing to me. And if I had to choose right now, GME, I would choose over AMC just because I know the poorer people are in AMC. And that's a fact. The real 401ks went into GME. But that doesn't mean I hate AMC. It just means if I had to choose, if I had to have a preference, the only thing I like about AMC better is that I know for a fact that retail owns it. But because people like Trey are involved with AMC, I don't trust it. Until that changes, until there's a decent leader at the front. At least with DFV, there was never confusion. With Trey, there's confusion every single day. With DFV, at least you fucking knew what he thought. At least you fucking knew what he was invested in. At least you fucking knew. Everyone else, one day they're hot, one day they're cold. You don't fucking know. And so since AMC investors don't seem to like me, that just gives me bad mojo about AMC in general. Like the fact that people can, but Trey's channel's better. There's nothing better about Trey's channel. He doesn't give you better information. He's not more exciting. He doesn't have better energy. His chat's not more intelligent. He doesn't, like, there's absolutely nothing better about Trey's channel other than he makes more money and gets more subscribers. There's not one thing you guys can tell me that's better about Trey's information than my information, and I know it for a fact because it's true whether you compare me versus Trey or whether you compare me versus Jordan Belfort or whether you compare me versus freaking Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or freaking what's the stupid options trader company called? Renaissance? Citadel? Any of these people. You compare what I've told the world versus what any of these people have told the world, and my information was better. That is unbiased. That is pure factual information. If you haven't gone back to look at the information I've given away to the world for free, that's your fault. That is not my fault. You're the one that's missing out. And so I don't know none of you guys anything. And if I want to go someday and just disappear, that's what I'll fucking do. And you guys should still be fucking grateful to me. You should still be fucking grateful. God, your fucking attitudes. Trey's channel's better. He's not mean to me. He's not a big old meanie head. He at least is stupid like the rest of us, so we don't gotta feel stupid when we watch his channel. We actually feel smart because we already know everything that he's telling us. So we feel better there than we feel here. We don't like learning. Learning hurts my brain. Don't hurt my brain. It hurts. It hurts. I need to go to Trey's channel and smooth out my brain a little bit, because it hurts too much. Fucking joke, people. Fucking joke. Blank Blank just wants me slitting throats. Blank Blank says, don't go easy on them. Just slit the throats like the old days. He says it's only time to get bloodier. It's only time to get more savage. Loon Glez says, have you ever showered before? What's a shower? What's a shower? Have I showered in money? Have I sprinkled money over my head? A couple times. Just a couple times. Jay Zay says, Godpill is the only one that doesn't beg for subs. The others are non-stop with that shit. Don Rana says, when do the shills turn up? After we get paid. Unfortunately, we have not got paid yet, so the shills will not waste their time. But once we're doing better than they are and they know it, there will be nowhere else but here. We will have 1 million shills in the chat telling me how I am the devil and how I am evil and how I have destroyed this world for my own selfish greed. And really, I was just trying to destroy the Democrats and society. And it has nothing to do with me getting rich. I don't need to get rich in the process. I'll still be happy as long as everyone else is broke. Because you guys don't deserve your fucking money. Society's a joke. And if you made your money in society, you're probably a joke too. That's just how I feel about it. You had to have sold out at some point. And if you're rich at this point, every rich person I've ever met is a fucking sellout. And that is a fact. Jay Zay says he can't stand the Duck Channel. Bored Rich stopped watching Matt Kors when he started talking trash about me. What's funny, because I started talking trash back about him, but only because I heard he was talking trash about me, but then everyone told me that he wasn't talking trash about me and that it was just a chat. But then, like, there was a part where he said my stuff was illegal, but what was the other part that somebody told me he said that everyone... There was something that he specifically said, and I was like, well, fuck him, I'll sue him too or something. And I can't remember what it was, but it was something. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, he's definitely, like, him, Trey, and a couple others are all just in a bed together, all getting paid by the same people. I think they all got a little startup, like, platform, like, hey, we need people to go in and control the message. We want you, and you. Out of everyone that's a YouTuber, the only ones I know that, like, has said no to it for sure is freaking Ralph. The paper hander's the only one I know that's got any integrity. When did Meet Kevin talk about me, Garrett? Because I used to super chat and Meet Kevin all the time, and he would never address anything I ever said to him. I want to see Meet Kevin reference me. When did he say something about me? Can you give me a video and a timestamp? I'd be very interested to watch that. Because I'm better than Meet Kevin in every single way. That's a fact. There's not one thing that guy knows that I don't know. I've watched all of his videos. He sucks compared to me. He's like where I was 8 years ago. 40-year-old Meet Kevin is 20-year-old Marcus Ray. Besides, he's got some discipline, of course. I've always been reckless. But I'm talking about as far as like financial knowledge. By the time I was done with life insurance at 23, 24, like done learning it, there's nothing that Meet Kevin's ever talked about on his video I don't know about. I don't know, people. I don't know. I've just given, like, it just bothers me that I can give so much away, and that there's so many people that can come in the chat and like acknowledge the truth, and like you can go through all my videos and see these comments. Like, obviously there's a lot of hate in my videos and a lot of comments that are people hating back on me, but like if you notice how much love and how much sharing and how much knowledge and how much good things come from this channel, and if you can put away the bad, like, there's no better place to be. And that's why maybe I shouldn't be an asshole, but I definitely have the right to be if I want to be. Like, at the end of the day, my life is good with or without you guys. I'm not doing this because I need you guys. I was doing the same thing before I started live streaming. I was watching GME, AMC. I was investing. Like, I probably would be making money had I never got on YouTube. Had I never shared what like strategies I was doing and whatnot, I probably wouldn't have lost. But they probably were watching me and I missed it by a day because they were fucking watching me and they did everything in their power to make sure I missed it by a day. But had they not even known that I was there, and had I not pushed 10 other or 100 other people into the same spots, like, maybe they wouldn't have fought so hard to win. Maybe they would have maybe I would have been the only one invested, and maybe they would have let me get paid because like there wasn't that much money to lose. And it's better that these small number of people get paid than they slowly hold it back and more people buy in and then more people get paid on April 30th. Like, who knows how it was all going to play out. But we're here now. We're here now. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yeah, I just forget to open up the phone lines every morning. You guys just gotta remind me. But every once in a while, we get 200 haters in the chat, and when I turn on the phone lines, it's just non-stop spam. If anybody wants to call in with any questions about the petitions, about Martin Shkreli, about anything else, let me know. Dang, that's pretty. Board Rich says, Matt Kors is a snake. He's the type of dude that plays the shorts while getting everyone to go long. That's about the worst thing you could say about a person. There's like no greater way to say someone's a thief than that way. Like, that's a Jordan Belfort all mother effing day. Jordan Belfort all mother effing day. We don't like people that steal from the poor. Like, I don't love people that steal from the rich, but I don't like people that steal from the poor. Godpill, how can I help you? Okay. Bubble Gumpy. Bubble Gumpy. Bubble Gumpy. There you are. Alright, Bubble Gumpy is back. Back in action. Godpill, how can I help you?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Let me give you a history lesson on that Martin Shkreli guy, dude.
Okay.
That dude is I don't know how you feel about him. Like
I don't know.
Either you love him or you hate him. But he did some pretty shitty crap, but he did some pretty baller stuff at the same time.
So did he do the shitty crap against rich people or poor people?
Well, he screwed over a lot of sick people, which is why I don't like him.
Oh, you mean by raising the drug prices?
Yeah, and it was an HIV drug.
Yeah. That's pretty messed up. I mean, obviously, we don't know the real details of like. There's got to be some. Do you know the details? Like, is there actual?
Yeah.
Did he justify any of the price increase, or was it all just for profit?
Yeah, he justified it, kind of like how Section 8 works.
Okay.
Where like the government was going to pick up the tab anyway, so like he.
That's pretty shitty.
That was his angle. So, like, I mean, realistically, like, it's all coming out of the taxpayer's pocket in the long run.
Yeah.
But I guess that was, like, the silver lining. But why I kind of didn't like him was that he had this Wu-Tang album that he used to do live streams. And he used to constantly flaunt that shit. And he used that. I mean, it was smart in a way. He used that kind of like to get his following up. He would like play samples of it in the background. And everyone was just dying to hear this album.
For sure.
So that's kind of like what he did. And at the same time, it was kind of cool because it was during the Bernie Sanders movement. Like the
Feel the burn movement, Wall Street, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so like he kind of like if you were a Bernie supporter, it gave it a boost
for sure.
Which was
if you liked Bernie, cool. You liked Martin Shkreli, and like because so many people like Bernie, it kind of put him on the map.
Yeah, but he was getting a lot of publicity because of the whole HIV thing.
For sure.
And it went to his head, man. Like he was trying to be.
Like, the HIV was bad publicity, but the Bernie was good publicity. So I'm sure it went to his
head. Yeah, but then he started a feud with Ghostface and from the Wu-Tang, and that just blew up in his face. Like Ghostface was just fucking just murdered him online, man. Just made him look like a fucking idiot.
Interesting.
So that was his downfall.
For sure.
But
cool.
Yeah, but like he's in prison right now, rotting away.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only 7 years, right? So he should be out in the next year or two.
Yeah, but like, I could be wrong, man, but I think he's in like. I want to say he's like in Rikers, man. He's in like a really like fucked up prison, man. Where like
he's not in a rich man's prison.
I don't think so, man. I think that he screwed over Wall Street.
Oh, so they wanted his head. They gave him the worst treatment. Oh fuck.
he like screwed over the wrong people, man.
That's
like,
crazy, man.
He was getting, like I said, it was going into his head. Like he was like fucking talking shit to the Wu-Tang, like half of the Wu-Tang, and like because half of the, I think like the RZA sold him the album for like something stupid, like I want to say it was like between $1 and $3 million.
Interesting.
And he was the only person that had the copy of this album that was.
So if he had so much going for himself, if he was making all this money, why did he like mess with the share of the retrobin or whatever? Like, why was he breaking the law and shit? Like, why is he retarded?
Well, that's how he made his fortune. Because as soon as he bought that company, that was the first thing he did. Okay, but
when the KBIO thing happened and he makes all that money, why didn't he cash it out and go clean up all the dirty shit he did? Like, I just don't understand people.
Yeah, it was just because he let it go to his head. Like, he was getting off on like, he was like literally like, you know how you fucking joke around and say you're the Joker and shit?
Like he this dude was like, thinks he was me, and I'm like trying to be the next Martin Shkreli is what you're telling me, is that I'm acting like the next Martin Shkreli, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, well, like, you should also look at it almost like a roadmap, because it could get bad, bro. Like,
I
if you
know,
don't,
but the difference is, you understand there is a difference between me and him, right? Like, I actually have answers. Like, I have real shit that nobody's ever brought to the table before, where he's just kind of like being a celebrity. Like, that's a big difference.
yeah.
But I hear you. I
So
definitely need to read into
he's
this
like,
story a little bit more and make sure I don't make any similar mistakes, because it sounds like he fucked
yeah,
himself, honestly.
like basically, dude, everything in life comes down to ego, dude. Like, if you let your ego fucking control you and like get out of control, somebody's gonna put it in check. If
No
it's not
doubt.
somebody, the people
But if you
will.
don't
You know
have
what
an
I mean?
ego, you're probably never going to do much, right?
Right.
Like,
Like,
there's a
so
fine
there's a
line
balance.
between all of it, right? Like, like,
Yeah.
and that's where I think it comes down to, like, the whole point of the Bible is to live for something beyond yourself, right? Whether it's God or a universal energy or something else you want to call it. It's about living for
Exactly,
something
dude.
greater than yourself and not giving yourself the pride and not admitting to your human greatness, but there's something that's like speaking to you greater than yourself, you know? And so that's where I'm trying to get my head at and make you guys realize that anything I've done, I think you guys can do also. So as much ego as I do have, like, I don't think it's a long-term thing. I think it's a short-term thing until I feel like other people are getting on my level.
Yeah, I mean, like, if everyone, you got to have some kind of self-confidence. I mean, you know, to get, like you said, to get places in life, you gotta feel like there's no one else that can do it but you. You're the man, you know. So, like, but at the same
if you
time,
don't
you
do
can't.
it, no one else will.
Yeah, you can't go and buy a Wu-Tang album, you know, the only copy for $3 million, and then start like rubbing it in people's faces, like neener, you know, like.
For sure.
It was just like he was slimy, but at the same time he tried to keep it in check with the Bernie thing, and he tried to like keep that balance. But
it just
at the end of the day, like, he just fucked over the wrong people, dude, and they made him rot for it, you know.
Well, what really sucks is that he made the money. He actually fucked them over. He actually won, right? Like, most people get caught before they win. He actually was winning, and he could have, like, at any time gone back and tried to clean up his messes, but he just kept riding out the wave.
I mean, if you think that winning comes down to like money at the end of the day, then yeah, he won, because like he has legitimate money still.
But it's not
like,
just money. It's like he had 10 million people that would sign anything that he told them to sign, right? Like, he had a following. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
If he had that money, if he was throwing everything in the face of the establishment and all this stuff, like, there had to have been so many people that were assholes like him that have been like, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah. Because, you know, he came from nothing, dude.
That's awesome.
Like,
I'm glad to hear that part.
His parents were like janitors. Like, both of his parents were janitors, I think. Like, he came from like literally nothing. He was like, I read an interview on him, and he was like a prodigy, dude. Like, the kid was like super fucking smart, and that was like the funny thing about it was like he was like this smart kind of like nerdy kid that came from nothing, but like turned into America's badass overnight. He was literally, I'm not even joking, named the most hated person in the world at one point.
Dude, me and this guy already got, like, you tell me a story. Me and him got a lot of similarities. I can already tell it. Like, that's basically my childhood upbringing. I mean, granted, my dad, like, eventually became a general contractor and started making good money, but he started out as like a manager of a freaking Domino's Pizza or some shit. Pizza Hut, I think it was. Like, so yeah. Very cool. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, I just wanted to give you the rundown and tell you what was going on. And if you ever talk about something else, maybe I'll call in and give you the rundown on some other shit.
For sure, man. If there's ever something to talk about,
go AMC, brother. Go AMC, and God bless.
AMC, let's go. We like the stock.
All right.
Have a good day, brother. Bye. That was a good call. Good call. Very rare do we get a good call from an unknown number. We like the stock. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Admire the grind. I don't know if he's saying like Jesus, like will this guy ever shut up, or Jesus, like this guy Jesus. I mean, the difference between me and Martin, it sounds like, is that the world didn't realize my genius. Like, my teachers kind of knew I was a genius, but then when they saw how little I worked, when they saw how little homework I did, like, they kind of gave up on me, and they just they didn't give up on me, but the attitude changed. It wasn't about nurturing this kid into the smartest person in the world. It was about, hey, you go help these other kids that can't figure it out since you don't want to learn more and go above and beyond. And so, like, I just basically finish my work super early, and then I'd get to help the people next to me and just chill. Or chill, of course. I like to chill. Get it done and then just rest my head and chill, because I like to chill. You guys all like to think so much and talk so much and gossip and do all these little things, and I just like to chill. I just want to wait for everything to come to me. It's coming my way. I can feel it. AMC has dropped below $9. I think I warned you guys about that 2 days ago. So anyone that lost money with Trey probably should have listened to Godpill. But what does Godpill actually know? Oh, AMC's at 904 right now. GME at 157.30. Alright. And the NASDAQ down 0.75%. Everything's down. Wow, Rocket down 17%. Holy moly, people. I'm not going to lie. I put a little $100 in my trading account right now just to see if I wanted to do something with it. See if there's a little play to make with the $100. Between MVIS being down 6% and Rocket being down 17%, I may be trying to capitalize on these just for a day. I'm going to let it chill, though. I'm not even thinking about nothing for another couple hours. I want to see what happens. I think the market's going to fall even more. But this might be the bounce for AMC, so I might stay with AMC. But if I feel like AMC still got more to drop, then I might go hit another thing for one day before I do anything else. Nice. It'd be nice to see Rocket Mortgage hit like $15. If it hit like $15, I'd buy the $17 strike with the $100 for sure. But I don't think it's gonna go that low. I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna be watching. SENS and MVIS. If you traded with Trey on that, you're getting rocked. If you traded on Friday's expiration on the AMC, you're getting rocked. What's interesting is the last video he made it sound like he traded next Friday's expiration, but the first video he made it sound like it was this Friday's expiration. So I'm not sure which expiration he actually traded or told people. Maybe I misheard him, but it did sound like to me he talked about two different expirations, acting like it was the same trade. Can somebody confirm or deny that? Or was he in the next Friday? Does his option expire this Friday or next Friday? I guess is the question. Oh dang, UWMC fell too hard. Interesting. Guys, a lot of stocks that were not moving are starting to move. It's very interesting. AMC's low for the day is 897. It's definitely going to go lower than that, people. AMC will go lower than 897. I'd bet money on it. Unless the squeeze happens right now and the market crashes right now, that's the only thing that can stop it. I could see stopping it. But as long as the hedges get to play their game is definitely intending to lower the price lower than what it's at right now. Because the market's about to fall probably even more. I don't know, people. I don't know. You guys think they're going to pump it? And you guys think the NASDAQ and S&P can go green today? They've definitely done it before. It could all go green today. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate no more. I'm going to wait. It looks like my chat has just completely died off. That's interesting. You guys got nothing to say about none of this? Rocket Mortgage at $19. It actually went up a little bit as the NASDAQ came back down, which is interesting. I definitely want to see how low Rocket Mortgage can go, and I think I want to throw $100 on it, saying that it'll go back up at least a couple bucks. So maybe if it drops to 17, I'll bet on the $19 strike. And I'm going to expect it all to happen tomorrow. Because like when Microvision dropped 20% one day, the next day it came back 15%. And had you played that 20% or the 15%, you would have made 10x on your money. But the problem is timing just that right thing. And so I'm going to start taking a little bit of money. And when I see massive swings of the stock in one direction, I'm going to bet a little bit of money that it goes back the other direction and recovers some of its losses from the day before. Just because that's something I've been seeing a lot with a lot of these stocks in the last couple months. And so that's kind of one play that I'm looking at right now. But I'm not making any decisions yet. I'm still waiting at least a couple hours. I want to make my decision closer to market close than market open. David D. Great, you're saying the AMC option open interest or what? It's okay. Good okay. I was just wanted to make sure that like my chat wasn't frozen because they're literally like I was talking for like 20 minutes and there wasn't one comment. So I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure. Blank Blank says numbers go up and down. That's how the stock market works. They can't go. Well, actually, I guess they could go sideways. When you add the time factor in, they can go sideways, and that's how you lose in options. But I agree with Blank Blank. The numbers do go up and down. The harder they go up, the harder they go down. The harder they go down, the harder they go up. Rocket Mortgage sitting at 1880. Patience. Those with it get paid. Those without it get shents. Whatever that is. Brett Fortes. Thank you. Thank you, Brett. So Godpill, how can I help you? Hello? AMC is trying to touch green. AMC just touched green, people. 918 for AMC. That's interesting. Is that a bull trap? I don't know. God Pill, how can I help you? NOK didn't get knocked down. What do you think about it? I think NOK has way too much short interest and way too little diamond handers for it to make any money. I just don't think that they'll let it go. Like, Nokia is more dangerous to the system than AMC is. And since AMC has the diamond handers, I just don't. I can't think about Nokia. I got no opinions about Nokia. Will not be trading Nokia. Damn. Guys, what I think I'm going to do, looking at this, because, like, there's a lot of red right now. I could see tomorrow being a bloody, bloody day. I think I'm going to pick two companies, and one of them I'm going to do $50 on a put, and one of them I'm going to do $50 on a call. And I think I already know which ones I'm going to do. It depends on how the end of the day plays out. But right now I'm looking at Rocket Mortgage and UWMC. And I'm not going to tell you guys which one I do a call and which one I do a put. I might just flip a coin because I don't think it really matters. I think they're either both going to go down or they're both going to go up. And so I just want to bet on the opposite one on each of them. And that way, if one of them wins, I'll turn $50 into $500. And then I'll lose the other $50. So that's where my head's at right now. I think tomorrow's going to be either a fake green day or a red day. And a red day might mean super green for GME and AMC also. I really don't know, but it could be. It could also mean that it's... David D. Great says, wait, $100 for guaranteed $500? I mean, it's not guaranteed, brother. It's not guaranteed. But if you see a 10% green or red movement tomorrow on either of those stocks after putting in the $50 in the right spot, then the $500 would be guaranteed, basically. It should be close to around a 10x. And so, yeah, definitely don't do too much money because it's not a guarantee the price will move again. And honestly, Rocket Mortgage could go all the way green by the end of the day today, and I would totally change my mind. I might not even trade it if Rocket Mortgage recovers completely by the end of the day. So it all, like, everything I'm saying is pure hypothetical until I actually make the move. And I got to see it play out all the way and stay a strong move until I make the move in order for me to make the move, if that makes sense. So ain't nobody can say they've taken my advice because I haven't even taken my advice. It's not my advice yet. It's just something that I'm looking at. It's something I'm speculating on and thinking about doing, but I have made no decisions. SENS is hit at negative 7%. That's starting to look a little more entertaining. If I did SENS, I would do a longer theta option just because all the options are so cheap. I'd want one with some heavy theta, so as the price starts to move, and then I'd want it to be the closest one to the money. So at least a couple months of theta, and then the closest to the money as possible if I did SENS. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. MVIS, I believe, had a big red day yesterday, and then again today. But it had one big red day, and then the next green day was huge. So MVIS could go either way. If you wanted to do Rocket and MVIS or Rocket and SENS, I could understand that. I started watching MVIS and SENS just to see how, if anyone invested in Trey's logic, how they would have done. I thought they were going to make money just because I thought, like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Godpill's got to be looking like the bad guy all the time while Trey's people are always making money. I assumed that's the way it was going to go, but it looks like Trace people are probably losing money as well. So I don't know. So now that I'm watching it, now that it's losing money and now that it's coming down and Trade timed it horribly, like it's starting to look more interesting to me. It's all starting to look more interesting to me. AMC up to 935. Godpill, how can I help you?
Hey, bro, why do you think Adam Aaron's moved that ER up a month?
Why did I think Adam Aaron what?
Why do you think he moved the earnings up a month early?
So the earnings are today, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be good news though.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like
Have a good day, buddy.
Yeah, you too, man. It's got to be good news. It's got to be good news, people. If he's moving the earnings date up after bragging on Twitter like he's been bragging on Twitter for a couple days, it's got to be good news. AMC might be popping right now, people. AMC might be popping right now. That makes sense. I didn't realize earnings got moved up today. Somebody just messaged me saying that earnings was today, and at first my brain went to that mistake that they had about the AMCR thing, the Amcor thing. But with this phone call, it sounds like the earnings are coming out today, and it looks like it's having a positive effect on AMC. And based off what Adam Aaron has already tweeted, I can't imagine it being bad news. It's got to be good news. It's got to be good news. Interesting, interesting. It is 7:30. We have been open for about the first hour of market open. Should I hang out? Godpill, how can I help you? A wambulance. So you guys, people been betting on Rocket Mortgage like basically for the last 2 months since that crazy stuff happened, and they've just been printing money and printing money on Rocket Mortgage. And then they do something like this where they crash the price by 20%, and they get a lot of paper handers, and then they buy in a little bit, and then they let it shoot up tomorrow to make some money. Now they might do it all in the same day, and it might go back to green today or some shit. But I'm just telling you, we've seen this 100 times. If they play it out like this to the end of the day, if it goes even lower by the end of the day, I'm probably gonna play it for tomorrow. I like it. Alright guys, well I'll come back later and I'll do another one for GME and AMC, and then we'll do the petition again for the next video. We'll read the news article and everything, but we'll try to push the GME one just because we've got no exposure on this one yet. And it'd be nice to pitch, like I'm going to go put these on the Reddit GME pages and all the different things. Godpill, how can I help you?
Yeah, Phil, I just want to take 5 minutes to let you know how important it is to stick your finger up your ass and check for it. Pile up.
I think that's all, guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit.